the right to issue those tariffs. And so we had another loss for Donald Trump related to that before we even got to the federal circuit. For instance, in particular, this is what the judge said in that case. It's a relatively short order. Here it is now. And there's a separate order that was granted, but this is the gist. The tariffs deriving from an executive order imposing duties to address the synthetic opioid supply chain, the People's Republic of China, and other reciprocal tariffs, all really related to China, they would be under the International Economic Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA. The judge found that IEPA does not authorize the president to impose tariffs pursuant to those orders. He's therefore preliminarily enjoined from collecting any tariffs, and that shall be, and how he's allowing them, he's staying it to allow the parties to seek review in another court of appeals, in this case, the DC Court of Appeals, not the Federal Circuit, where we are related to the decision by the Court of International Trade. Now, on the heels of that, hours later, we just got the ruling from the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals in almost all the judges, 10 out of the 11 judges. So they got together en banc and they made a decision. And the decision is they're going to grant an administrative stay. An administrative stay is the lowest level of injunction that a court can grant. It's usually done without even reviewing any of the documents or the record, but the stay does hold the ring and block the order of the court, the international court, the Court of International Trade, until they, at the higher level, their bosses, have an opportunity to look at all the papers. So they set a briefing schedule. They want to look at the briefing schedule. They're going to consolidate to appeal. So it's all about one set of briefs. They'll set an oral argument at some point. In the meantime, they don't want to be pressured by the Court of International Trade's order, so they put it on ice. It doesn't mean that that Trump's ultimately going to win. It's a relatively neutral, agnostic, if you will, decision by a court. Happens all the time. They're not looking under the hood. They're not looking at the substance or the merits, what we say, the merits of the appeal. They will. At that point, they may convert the administrative stay into a temporary restraining order or a stay that will last throughout the appeal. Or they might say, no, we don't think you have the grounds for a stay. It's an extraordinary set of relief to ask for from an appellate court. We'll do your appeal, but we're going to let the tariffs come down. My gut is they're going to block the order, tearing down the tariffs until they've had a chance to fully understand it on appeal, because they're going to argue, this is just their argument, I'm sure, the court's going to argue, well, we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube if all the tariffs are torn down and then we rule that was wrong. It's very hard to impose them again. It's diplomatic and economic chaos, which we don't need. We'll just stay the order for a month or two until we have a fast-paced emergency or a fast-paced briefing on this particular issue. That's what I think is going to happen. So the takeaway is Donald Trump did get the administrative stay to block the Court of International Trade's decision while they get their minds around the appeal. I think they'll keep that stay in place until the appeal is concluded, while they may put it on a fast track. And as a side note to that, a side branch to this discussion, Judge Contreras also determined on similar grounds, Judge Contreras also determined on similar grounds that the Donald Trump's use of IEPA, a body of law, does not empower him to issue tailored sanctions by way of tariff imposition on China. So that's where we are in the tariff wars. Join us here on Midas Touch and on Legal AF for regular updates. You see how fast moving this story is. We got a couple of stories that are really moving fast. Everything related to Harvard, really moving fast. Everything related to tariffs, really moving fast. So come to Midas Touch and then slide over to Legal AF, the YouTube channel, where every hour we're doing a new video related to the law, related to the intersection of law and politics. We want to be one-stop shopping for you in that area. And if you really want to nerd out, come over to our Substack, where we're posting decisions like the one you just found that I just discussed up under Filings AF. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popak for Midas Touch and Legal AF.
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the Midas Touch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popak's new law firm. It's called the Popak Firm. Michael Popak's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Midas Mighty and legal AFers who were approaching Michael Popak with their cases and saying, can you help us? And at that time, Popak was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popak Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popak's firm is free. Give him a call. See if you have a case. It's thepopakfirm.com, thepopakfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popak a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popak. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in.